Hello and welcome to Flyers TV as the European adventure continues for Bristol Flyers in the ENBL with a trip to Poland to take on Start Lublin. Flyers looking to end a run of 3 straight defeats in the British Basketball League, but tonight take on a Lublin side that are currently second in the Polish Basketball League. A very warm welcome to you at home. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Joel Osborne alongside former Bristol Flyers captain Gareth Till to talk you through this one. And Gareth, a chance tonight for Bristol Flyers to change focus into the European North Basketball League, put that 3-game run behind them. Yeah, exactly. Gives them a chance to concentrate on another competition, maybe just relax a little bit more, try and build a little bit of momentum going back into the BBL. So, obviously, back of the defeat to Surrey at the weekend, team have been together, sort of become more of a cohesive unit going away sometimes, can sort of just get away from the limelight a little bit and concentrate on a different competition. Yeah, I mean, the Flyers, they have a 1-1 record in the ENBL coming into tonight's game. What do they need to do tonight to return to winning ways, do you feel? Yeah, I think it was almost just going back to basics for Bristol Flyers and Coach Kapoulis. He'll be wanting to see, good team basketball, get Brad Green involved. He's been instrumental, certainly in the European competitions. Just sharing the ball, working hard, going after those rebounds. We know, Bristol Flyers are, accustomed to that or are very good at doing that. So, just sort of break things back and then sort of build on that and take every step at a time and just build that confidence back up. What kind of matchup are you expecting tonight? Because you mentioned a different style of play in the ENBL. It's a lot different to what we've seen in the British Basketball League this season, isn't it? Yeah, it is. I mean, we'll see what the Polish league's like as well. I mean, that's the beauty of this competition. You get to see different styles of play. Obviously, we've seen, Bulgarian, Lithuanian style, so we get to see the Polish. But I'm sure fundamentally they'll be a very good team, spread the floor really well, go to the strengths and very disciplined. So, it'd be interesting how the Polish guys play and how British Basketball League sort of matches up against it. Well, here's a look at the players arriving at the Globus Arena in Lublin. Very snowy out there this evening. Of course, the Globus Arena, 5,000 capacity arena in the heart of Lublin. And Gareth, Lublin are a team that are no strangers to European basketball. They finished 3rd in the ENBL last season, and they also competed in the Basketball Champions League just 3 years ago. So a tough test ahead tonight. Yeah, plenty of pedigree, as you said, from Lublin. So a real sort of stern test, probably quite a difficult test with a recent run of form for the Bristol Flyers. But we knew going into that competition that it was going to be some tough games, and it'll be a learning experience irrespective of the outcome. Well, the team left for Poland on Sunday. It was less than 24 hours after their game against the Surrey Scorchers on Saturday night. And obviously they have to travel as well. What kind of impact do you feel that will have on preparation ahead of this game? Yeah, I think historically as a coach and as a player, sometimes you need that breakaway with your teammates. It just sort of, bonds you a little bit better, particularly when you're going through a bit of a difficult time. It just sort of builds that camaraderie. So I think it could be a positive impact for the team just to spend some time with each other, get to know each other a bit better, talk about maybe what's been sort of happening in games and try and put things right together as a collective. Great stuff. Thanks, Gareth. Well, tip-off is set for 6 p.m. UK time, 7 p.m. out there in Poland. And you might be wondering a little bit more. You want to know a bit more about tonight's opponents. Well, lucky for you, we've managed to put together this short guide to everything you need to know in under 60 seconds about Start Lublin.
OK, Flyers fans, it's time to pack that suitcase because we're hitting the road again. This time, we're off to Poland and the 9th biggest city, which is Lublin. Now, have you heard about the goat? No, not you, Raf. There is a golden goat situated in Lublin, which is a great meeting place when you get there. There's a long story as to why there is a goat, but basically an artist accidentally painted it onto the coat of arms or something. Lublin is also home to over 30 festivals throughout the year, including the Scenes from Shakespeare in English Festival. Oh man, that's such a shame we aren't there for that. It sounds really good. To be there or not to be there, I think we'll all pass. Famous people from Lublin include Poland World Cup captain Jacek Bak and chess grandmaster Johan Zukatort. Finally, I suppose we should big up our opponents for this evening. Start Lublin are into their 10th season in the Polish top flight, and whilst they haven't won the big one yet, they've reached 2nd in 2020, competed in the Champions League the year after, and reached the final of the Cup competition the last 2 seasons. Tough opposition for sure, but you watch the Flyers finish Start.
Gareth, we've taken notes on that for next time you have your little trip out to Lublin.
It's always a learning lesson when I come and get these little history and geography lessons. It always sort of expands my knowledge. So yeah, I've taken that all in, and good knowledge to know.
There we go, great stuff. Well, let's take a look at how the teams are shaping up for tonight's game, starting with the travelling Bristol Flyers. And of course, Gareth, we mentioned they're going through injury problems so far this season. No Keedy Johnson, no Tijon Lucas. They have welcomed CJ Jackson into the team, who had his debut at the weekend against Manchester Giants, but a very short-handed team here tonight.
Yeah, and of course that's having a massive effect on results. The team were gelling, playing really nicely, and really just Balak, and it happens in sports. It's just unfortunate, some serious injuries in quick succession for different players. And, we've seen Raul Graham-Bell come back from injury as well. So, tad unlucky really for Bristol Flyers, Coach Kapoulis in the team. And then we sort of can't wait to welcome back the players when they're fully fit. But of course, that could be several weeks away.
Yeah. Which players do you think will you look to step up tonight in their absence? Because we have seen these players step up when called upon.
Yeah, I mean, Brad Green, I think, is someone that we need to look to early, get him involved in the game. He certainly likes the European nights. What we've seen so far, really enjoys playing against European competition. Obviously, Tevin Olafson, Trejol Jacob, but it needs to be a real team collective as well. We saw great performance from Leslie Smith coming off the bench. So more than individual play, it has to be a team performance, because an individual's not going to get it done. It needs to be a collective. They need to play well together as a team.
And how does Coach Kapoulis approach the game tonight with the short-handed squad? And of course, CJ Jackson as well. He's only had a week under his belt as a Bristol Flyers player. Yeah,
I mean, it's a difficult spot to be in, trying to break that duck of losses. But it wasn't that long ago that the run was put together. So, there's still that confidence there. And I'm sure there's the belief with the players and the coaching staff to get the job done. It's just a case of, getting back to basics. I think Coach Kapoulis, what are we good at? Identifying that. Try not to play too much one-on-one. We saw that sort of creeping a little bit over the weekend on Friday. Just play, believe in the process, trust the process, as the classic cliche goes for Coach Kapoulis. So it's going to be a case of playing together as a team and get everyone touch of the ball, paint touches, spread the floor, take good shots when you're open.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about CJ Jackson. Of course, he only joined the Flyers last week. What have you made to the way he started his time in Bristol so far? Yeah,
it's a steady start. I mean, we talked about it earlier on. That's such a difficult key position as a point guard to come in and hit the floor running. There's no kind of preparation rather than being out there and playing games as well. He's played some good minutes under his belt, and I think he's just going to grow as a player with the team as time goes on. So almost having these quick succession of games for him is probably a benefit. He'll get that game fitness, playing this amount of games in a quick sort of time.
Yeah, I imagine it's tough because not only are you having to learn a new team as a point guard, but also the team's having to learn to you and learn what your tendencies are there out on the court.
Yeah, exactly. And I think as a point guard, you kind of want to be that facilitator for your players. So I think for him, it's more pressure trying to get to know his teammates more, possibly rather than the other way around. And of course, there's an awful lot of plays to run through and what Coach Kapoulis would like to run as well. And that takes a matter of time. He hasn't had pre-season. Normally there's a few weeks pre-season when you're practicing every day and you can run the sets through. But he's hit the floor running, and there's no better experience of getting out there playing games.
Well, let's take a look at the Start Lublin roster heading into tonight's game. A total of 4 Americans in head coach Artur Kronik's roster. Ones to watch for them include point guard Jabril Durham and Croatian guard Tomislav Gabric, both coming in off a team-high 16-point performance in their weekend win in the Polish Basketball League. Of course, Gareth, we mentioned that Lublin are currently second in the Polish top flight right now. 7 wins, 2 defeats. They're unbeaten at home in the league with a perfect 5-0 record, but mixed results for them so far in Europe this season. They were able to start their ENBL campaign with a 30-point defeat to BC Atenos Juventus and bounce back with a 40-point win over Danish side Svendborg Rabbits. I mean, just how do you go about judging a team off of those two performances?
Well, you can't without sort of delving a little bit deeper. There could well have been injuries and players not available, so it's very hard to take anything from that. You literally do have to take each game as they come. The opposition that you're facing on the night. So I wouldn't read too much into sort of previous results. It's all about what happens tonight, and we can see from the Flyers a few injuries has had quite a significant effect on their season so far. So I wouldn't read too much in that. Just take the game as it comes and play the players that you're facing against on the night.
Great stuff. Thanks a lot, Gareth. Well, we are just under 15 minutes away from tip-off. It's Bristol Flyers taking on Polish side Start Lublin in the European North Basketball League, and our coverage will continue after the break.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Thatcher's Farm. Slightly obsessed perfectionists making cider with nothing but love. As you do. I mean, why grow 8 varieties of apple when you can grow 458? The Apple Spa. Because happy apples make better cider, obviously. Here comes the man himself, Martin Thatcher. Friday, 12:30, tasting time. It needs to hit the spot or not a drop will leave the farm. Yes! And that's why Thatcher's cider tastes the way it does. Perfect.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, where tip-off in the European North Basketball League is right around the corner between Bristol Flyers and Start Lublin. And Gareth, let's talk a little bit about the Flyers' campaign in the European North Basketball League so far, because it started with a historic win away from home. It was their first ever European game away at Bulgarian side BC Spartak Pleven, and they came out and got a huge win in the end in this game. Yeah,
they responded really well. The Bulgarian team, they shot the ball incredibly well in that first quarter, and you were thinking kind of just holding your breath to see kind of the outcome of the game. But Flyers played some great team basketball, and that man there in the picture, Brad Green, had an outstanding performance. Had no answer for him inside, and that play, they're able to sort of spread the floor, get shooters open, and it just eased the Flyers to victory. Against a team who basically tried shooting the ball an awful lot during the game, and during the second half dried up a little bit, and Flyers able to ease away with the victory. Yeah, Pleven raced out to an early 10-point lead in the first quarter. You mentioned the hot shooting from them from deep
in the game, and it was in danger of running away from the Flyers in the first half. But Flyers, they responded with a run of their own, took a double-digit lead of their own, and Flyers as a team, they shot 50% from behind the three-point line, and they dominated the rebound battle in particular, out-rebounding their opponents 39-24, and that's really where Bristol Flyers have been their best, winning that rebound battle, but particularly on the offensive glass.
Yeah, exactly. It's something that we've known Coach Capullo's teams for many years, is getting after those boards defensively and offensive boards, getting those second chance opportunities and getting a couple of looks on offense. And as easy it is on teams to scout that, in principle, we've seen it's box out players, but then teams have really struggled to box out against the Bristol Flyers because there's rebounding coming from the guards, the forwards, and centre as well, making it incredibly difficult.
Yeah, four Flyers finished in double figures in that game. Brad Green, 26.7 rebounds, an ENBL joint record of 5 block shots as well. How much do you feel that this European, you mentioned at the top of the programme, but how much do you feel that this sort of European style of play really suits his kind of game? Yeah,
it's hard to sort of put a finger on it, but whether it's just at maybe a slightly slower pace than the British Basketball League, which has played at a really high tempo, it allows him to sort of get set, use his fundamentals in and around the basket, and able to sort of utilise that to maximum effect. And maybe doesn't quite translate into the British Basketball League. I'm not sure. It can't kind of understand why, but yeah, he just seems to really enjoy those European nights. The team certainly look to find him the ball, and he goes to work and gets the job done.
Great stuff. Thanks a lot, Gareth. Well, the Flyers' second game in the European North Basketball League was back at the SGS Wise campus on Halloween night against BC Utenos Juventus from Lithuania. And this one went right down to the wire. Here's Scoochie Smith. He's got a mismatch with Green on him. Taylor thought about the three. Smith will fire the three with the shot clock winding down and drains it in the first half. Bit of full court pressure here from the Flyers. Oh, nice pass. And what a jam. Benucius with a one-hander. No good that time. And the board gathered in by Jacob. Trajan Jacob going to the hole. Stripped loose, wow. But TJ puts it up and in. And somehow, after getting the ball knocked loose, Lucas finds Ollison. Ollison, deep three on the way, drains it. He likes that spot, Tevin Ollison. Samuels top to Ollison. Ollison fakes the handoff with Landolfi. Ollison again, a step back three, knocks it down. And back-to-back threes for Tevin Ollison. Zakas inside. Ferrans puts it on the floor, guarded by Thomas Edwards. Great pass! And Paniva jams it in as the buzzer expires. And the ball ends up with Juventus.
Got a bit stuck there, Tevin Ollison. Good hands.
Stolen back by the Flyers.
With 2-on-1.
Ollison, Jacob puts it up, puts it in. And a timeout's called. Ball rattles around and Brad Green with the rebound. That's his 11th of the game. Lucas pushing in transition, can't convert on the layup. End-to-end stuff at the Wise campus. Juventus this time pushing and count it. Count. Deep three for Ollison. Ball goes in and out. Rebound by Ivy. Ivy. He will respond with a three and knocks it down.
Big shot.
And we are tied at 69 points apiece. Pulls it back out though. Calls for a screen from Benucius. Ivy to the basket, draws the foul and count it. And Billy Ivy has just taken over this game in the fourth quarter. Over a minute to go. Flyers trailing by 3. Lucas, skip pass. Samuels for 3. Drains it. And that is a massive 3 for Corey Samuels. He ties it up at 72 points apiece. He's been knocking that three-pointer down time and time again. Big shot after big shot. And another big one for Samuels here tonight.
I think everyone just took an intake of breath then as soon as Corey Samuels went up, everyone held their breath and knocked it down.
Ball into Smith. Samuels going to play defense for a bit here. He needs to foul the Flyers. They've knocked it loose. They have knocked it loose. And Samuels dives on it. Lucas steals it away. Drives inside.
Stolen back by Juventus, and there's the foul. And wow, what a sequence that was. Ball into Lucas. Lucas, deep three, drains it.
It's a big shot.
And that is a huge play. 2 seconds to go. A timeout's been called on the floor. Taylor with the second.
Yeah,
he's missed the second. Into Thomas Edwards. Thomas Edwards, that will do it. They deliberately missed the second free throw. And Juventus come out on top with a 1-point win over the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, narrow defeat for the Flyers in the end in that game against Itenos Juventus. And Gareth, that is a game that it really could have gone either way in that fourth quarter.
And it was an outstanding game as well. What a brilliant game that was at the SGS Wise campus, right down to the wire. You know, some big plays from Ivy for Juventus, really seeing them home in that fourth quarter. But what a breathtaking game, what a great exhibition of basketball.
And this is a Juventus team that were able to beat tonight's opponent, Start Lublin, by 30 points earlier in the ENBL season. How much confidence will that give to Coach Kapoulis' side coming into tonight's game?
Yeah, I mean, it shows that the guys can compete. Obviously, you know, they talked about the injuries again, so slightly weakened from when they played there. But to be able to compete at the level with a team like that and to play the way they did and really had a very good opportunity to win the game, you know, it shows that the team deserve to be there and the British Basketball League can compete at that level.
And we have to give a mention to the fans as well, because this is a game that's been highlighted in the Flyers fans' calendar since the fixtures came out. And I know a lot of travelling fans from Bristol have gone to this game tonight. Incredible to see.
Yeah, it's great. I mean, fantastic. As you said, as soon as the fixtures came out, that was the one that was sort of highlighted for everyone to travel out from Bristol and to support the team on their European travel. So, you know, well done to those two. I'm sure they'll be loud and representing the Bristol Flyers very well.
Well, let's find out, shall we? Because joining us courtside is our very own Sam Hardy, who is down there in Poland right now. Sam, let's hear it. Who have you got with you?
Good evening and welcome to Lublin. We are here in the wonderful Poland. We've been travelling all day. It's been absolutely brilliant and we're here ready to go. As you can see, the crowds, well, not yet, but they will be building up soon. I'm very excited to be here. It is incredible. The Flyers playing against Lublin. In come Anna Jagger, one of our fans, ready to go. Anna, have you enjoyed Poland so far?
Loving it. Yeah, loving it.
What is the best part you've enjoyed so far?
The snow.
It has been snowing. It's been very cold. We're ready for Christmas here. We've just been out for dinner. It's been wonderful. Who do you reckon is going to win tonight, Anna?
The Flyers. Obviously, we're going to smash it.
Who is going to be the top scorer for the Flyers tonight? TJ. My money is on Brad Green. I reckon he is going to score 31 points. You've heard it here first, here at the Flyers, not podcast, that is going to come soon, but we're here live on Bristol Flyers TV. Watch us on YouTube, starting at 7 o'clock PM here in Lublin, 6 PM in the UK. Anna, are you excited?
Woohoo! Yeah.
Let's go Flyers.
Yeah.
Well, certainly plenty of excitement in the Flyers camp ahead of this one. And Gareth, 1,200 miles from Bristol to Lublin, and that's just one of the many Flyers fans that have travelled to this game.
Yeah, it's just fantastic, you know, to think all those years ago when the club started off in the sort of old Division 3 days and to get to the European adventure, taking fans over to Poland, you know, you wouldn't have dreamt of it. So it just does show how far the club has come and building that fan base. And we all, you know, love the fans and their commitment to the team and supporting them week in, week out. It's great to see.
Well, it's almost time for tip-off, but just finally, Gareth, what are going to be some of the key messages from Coach Kapoulis going into this first quarter?
Yeah, I think it's going to be focus on playing good team basketball. They've got to get back to playing well together, get Brad Green the ball inside, try and create some space, you know, have a little bit more patience on offense. And if they do go behind, we've seen before in the previous games, you know, there's every opportunity to come back. Just trust what, you know, is being said to you, you know, the scout reports, defensive matchups, and they'll just be fine. Yeah.
And can I push you for a score prediction or no?
Well, I've got to go for a Bristol Flyers win because I can't not go for a Bristol Flyers win, but it's going to take a huge effort to get that win away from home against a Polish team that are very good on their home court, playing with some good confidence themselves, but they certainly have the capability of doing it. But it is a case of coming together and putting their best Flyers basketball on the court.
Great stuff. Thanks a lot, Gareth. Well, tip-off is right around the corner. It's Bristol Flyers taking on Polish side Start Lublin, and tip-off is coming up next.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Ay, cause I head tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Ay, where the money at? Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but throw myself the mood. Che vuoi gira largo da me, non sai che oramai è finita con te. Tu sei quella che mi fa passare soltanto guai. Chi sei? Chi sei?
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club, in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Back to Flyers TV, where we are all set for tip-off between Bristol Flyers and Start Lublin, and Gareth, of course. Both of these teams, you spoke about Start Lublin, their start to the ENBL campaign. I mean, they're able to beat Svendborg Rabbits in their most recent game by 40 points. They then lost to BC Atenos Juventus by 30, so tricky to really tell what to expect with this team tonight.
Yeah, very hard to know kind of the teams, kind of what the matchups were like historically. So, yeah, just have to take each game as they come. Coach Kapoulis has done his homework. He's going to have his scout report and match up accordingly when the teams come on.
And you say, we spoke about the key messages from Coach Kapoulis coming into this game. Of course, it's the second away trip for them in the European North Basketball League. I know, we spoke about it in the build-up, but I imagine Coach Kapoulis getting butterflies ahead of this one. It's what the club's been dreaming of over the last 19 years.
Yeah, I mean, you get butterflies irrespective of what game it is. I think any competitive game, you always get that anxiousness, that nervousness, that excitement that you want to get out there and compete and play to the best of your abilities. And I think it doesn't matter kind of what standard or what level it is, if it's European competition, there's always that sort of adrenaline pumping before the game, how your team are going to perform, how you're going to match up, and particularly on this sort of losing streak that they have at the moment, there'll be a few sleepless nights on, thinking about how you can sort of overcome that, different sort of formations, lineups, different sets that you might be able to go to try and help break that duck.
Well, let's take a look at the Flyers starting lineup, and no changes to the 5 that started in Saturday's loss to the Surrey Scorchers. CJ Jackson at the 1, Tevin Ollison alongside Trajan Jacob, Roel Graham-Bell and Brad Green playing inside. Of course, Green had that massive 26-point performance in their ENBL opener out in Bulgaria. Looking at the starting 5 for the Start Lublin: Jabril Durham, Liam O'Reilly, Jakub Karolak, Tomislav Gavrich and Barrett Benson. The opening tip is won by the Flyers, and Roel Graham-Bell jams it in. And that is the perfect start for Coach Kapoulis' side.
Yeah, that'll certainly settle the nerves. Massive dunk there from Graham-Bell coming off the tip.
O'Reilly. 3-pointer is up, no good that time. And the rebound gathered in by Bell. CJ Jackson. Graham-Bell fires up for 3, knocks it down. And a quick 5-0 run to Roel Graham-Bell.
Yeah, exactly, he's getting it down on his own out there. But when you're confident like he is, Roel Graham-Bell taking that opportunity, late addition to the squad, and turnover there just as I'm talking, 2-on-1.
Graham-Bell lobbed up, just had a reach from Trajan Jacob as the rebound is secured by Start Lublin even. It's going to be Pelcharter inbound. 3-pointer up is short. Brad Green with the rebound. And you see just the top of your screen there, Gareth, the pocket of Bristol Flyers fans that have travelled to this game. You see the pink t-shirts out there, always great to see.
Yeah, great to see. And obviously the home team, not so many people out on a Tuesday night in the snow, and the Flyers fans making themselves heard.
Ollison, Jacob, deep 3, puts it in. And there's an 8-0 run for the Flyers to start this game.
Yeah, fantastic start. As we know, there's a very, very long way to go, but certainly Coach Kapoulis will like what he's seen so far, and the Polish coach not taking a timeout, letting his team just roll with it for the first couple of minutes, but finding themselves 8-0 down.
There's going to be a foul called on the Flyers, so it'll be Lublin to inbound. Gavrich. Here's Pelchar looking inside for Benson. They've left O'Reilly open for 3. Offensive rebound almost gathered in by Benson, but it will trickle out of play.
Yeah, he felt Bristol Flyers just got away with that one. Just a bit of a defensive breakdown. Left player O'Reilly wide open for a 3. And able to convert, shooting 38% for the season, O'Reilly.
Graham-Bell. Top to Ollison, extra pass to Green. Green fakes it, able to draw the foul. And that'll be a first personal foul against Barrett Benson. And Gareth, important for Flyers to attack the basket early. If they can get this Lublin team into early foul trouble, that can only mean good things for them.
Yeah, I think trying to push offensively, transition, get up and down the floor, that's going to help. That British basketball style of playing, defensive rebound, look to push, and get those easy finishes. But then, if it does turn into a half-court game, go through the sets, look for good shots, get Brad Green involved, try and cause a few issues inside, open up the floor.
Now Brad Green goes 1 for 2. As Flyers with a 9-0 lead to start this game so far. Good ball movement by Lublin. Gavrich couldn't quite grab a hold of it. Shot clock down to 5. Benson has to go to work, puts up a mid-range 2, and another rebound secured by Green. Jackson looking for Jacob going back door, and he puts it in. And it is an 11-0 run for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, very simple basketball, give and go there. Get into the basket. Just for the highlight there, and looks like Lublin, did they score? No, it doesn't look like they did score.
Well, here's Green. Finds Trajan Jacob with a deep 3. No good that time. 11 points to 2 is the score early on. Pelcher. 3-pointer is up. He's short by Karolak. Gets the friendly roll though. And Lublin able to respond with a triple. Ollison, top to Jackson. Jackson looking to go one-on-one and finds Ollison on the wing. Calls for a ball screen from Graham Bell. Now he's got position inside. Graham Bell, turnaround, fadeaway jumper, gets it to go. And that is a textbook move for Rorel Graham Bell. How many times have we seen him knock that shot down?
Yeah, that is a tough move, just fading away. But with the start that he's had, why not? You know, that's in his locker to make that move. Sort of backs down his player, gives himself a little bit of space with that turnaround, Jay.
I'm speaking to Leslie Smith on the Bristol Flyers podcast, and he's earned himself the nickname of Darth Vader for those turnaround fadeaways on the team this season.
Right.
And they're living up to the name right there early in the first.
Just warranting his name there, but yeah, that's a tough play. It's such a difficult shot to defend as well. We've talked about Raoul Graham Bell. He plays that sort of 4 spot, maybe not the tallest of players, but his athleticism, his shooting ability, really a big asset to the team.
Corey Samuels has just checked in for the Flyers. Graham Bell looking to go back door, extra pass. They've left Trajan Jacob wide open from downtown, and why not?
Wide open. So there's that man, Raoul Graham Bell, doing the hard work, creating that space, attacking the bucket, draws the double team, kicks it out. Trajan Jacob wide open, knocks down a 3, and it's a fantastic start for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, just let's break down this great start for Bristol. I mean, it was 3s flying in all over the place, and they're able to knock them down, but the Start Lublin defense just a bit too slow to rotate on the defensive end.
Yeah, I mean, they came out right from the get-go. There was that dunk straight off the opening tip, and then, you know, some tough play, some good shooting, and then just combining that with that great sort of play there from Raoul Graham Bell, just creating the sort of double team, kicking the ball out, just playing some good team basketball. We sort of touched on it in the pre-game. Like, the key to this is playing together, getting everyone to touch the ball, making that extra pass, getting better looks, and so far that's working out very well.
How much do you feel that, you know, Flyers playing in the European North Basketball League? Of course, it's a very high standard of basketball. I mean, this team are currently second right now in the Polish league. How much do you feel that you sort of play up to the occasion? It increases your, you know, it makes your game better by playing against this level of opposition.
Yeah, well, for most of these players, a little bit different, sort of playing outside of the UK. But also, you know, we talk about you know, the British Basketball League, and it's, you know, it's something that these Polish teams and these other European teams have not seen too much British basketball style of play before, and it is quick, it is high tempo, so it almost feels like they've been caught a little bit off guard by the pace that the Bristol Flyers are showing, and it's the home team that have to dig themselves out of a bit of a hole.
Oh, Lublin are going to get us back underway here.
Bristol Flyers showing a bit of full-court pressure.
Put. King top to Wade. Now here's O'Reilly. O'Reilly takes the ball screen. Going to drive inside. Good ball movement. It's stolen away by the Flyers. 3-on-1 opportunity. Ollison almost lost it, but puts it up and in. And the points keep coming for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, it's good to see. You'd see, you know, defense to offense, and the Flyers had 3 players out on transition against one Lublin player, and able to, well, nearly kind of fumbled it, able to recover and put the bucket away for 2.
O'Reilly able to draw the foul on Ollison. See his reaction to the call. It's going to be a second personal foul on Tevin Ollison, so he will take a seat as CJ Jackson returns to the game. It's going to be Karolak to inbound. Able to find Put. Now here's O'Reilly. Takes a screen from Put. Ball comes off the foot of O'Reilly and ends up just turning it over out of play. And Flyers will get this one back.
Yeah, Corey Samuels getting rewarded for some good defence. Able to get the turnover.
Samuels. The off-ball movement from Jackson. Graham Bell looking for it inside. Jacob curling off the screen. Jacob, extra pass to Jackson. Jackson puts it on the floor and it'll be a travel. Just one too many steps. Lifted his pivot foot a little bit too early.
Yeah, was unable to get that dribble down quick enough. The referee right on that one, calling Jackson for the travel.
Here's O'Reilly, closely guarded by Corey Samuels. Takes a screen. O'Reilly to the basket. Great dump-off pass. An easy finish in the end for Barrett Benson. Flyers on top with an early 11-point lead here. Trajan Jacob, step back three. And is way off the mark. We'll go back to Start Lublin. Liam O'Reilly brings it up over the timeline. Pulls up for a three and knocks it down. And Start Lublin is slowly chipping their way away at this Bristol Flyers lead.
Yeah, that was a tough shot there, just to bring it back down to 8. And sort of on the last offensive fill that maybe Bristol Flyers just got away from the team sort of set play there again. We're just seeing a little bit, maybe a bit too forced. You're up by 8, you know, you can manage the clock, manage to get some good shots. You're not chasing the game. But sometimes, you know, when you've got the momentum and you feel confident, you're going to take those sort of shots. But, Lublin able to capitalise on the other end and close in this gap.
Rafael Thomas Edwards and Leslie Smith both check into the game for the first time tonight. Here's Leslie Smith. Great assist by CJ Jackson. And he's able to get his first score of the game.
Yeah, and that's something we have seen. CJ Jackson really good at feeding the ball. And Leslie Smith with that great roll to the bucket. CJ picking him out.
There's a three-pointer at the other end by O'Reilly. Here's Thomas Edwards backing down. It's going to be a foul called against Lublin. It's going to be a first personal foul on Philippe Put. You see that assist by Jackson in that last possession, Gareth. Slowly we're seeing signs of what he can do in this Bristol Flyers team.
Yeah, exactly. You see, he does tend to, from what I've seen of him, a pass first point guard, which is great. That's kind of what you want a player in there to look for teammates, and that's why it's important for him to understand that the sets and the plays and to get the player tendencies of where they like to have the ball, what they're going to do off the ball, and if he can find them.
Ball knocked down of bounds, last touch by Lublin. Here is CJ Jackson. Screen comes from Leslie Smith. Looking inside for it, and it's stolen away. And here comes O'Reilly, coast to coast. Great pass, and it's jammed in on the fast break.
Yeah, great play there from Lublin. Little behind the back pass with the trailer, with a two-handed flush. And cuts the deficit to 5.
Leslie Smith looking to fire up a 3, and it's short, but well saved out of bounds, but only to the hands of O'Reilly. Here's a three-pointer from Lublin. This time no good, but an offensive rebound is secured by Benson, who puts it up and in and count it. And Benson will go to the line for a bonus.
Yeah, Lublin looking to push the floor. Took that early three-point shot, got the offensive rebound, and then Benson doing the hard work, collecting, getting the and-one. And this is to cut the deficit to 2. Should he make it? But Lublin responded really well from the early setbacks of the opening few minutes of this game.
Well, Barrett Benson at the line, 6'10" centre out of Northwestern University, can't convert on the bonus. Jacob looking inside for Jackson, and they're caught napping on the defensive end.
Yeah, Jackson just seeing who's there for an age wide open, just waiting to get the ball. Eventually found him and able to put it away.
O'Reilly again for three, this time is short. Rebound for Leslie Smith.
Again, quick three from Lublin. Sort of does seem to be part of their offense, moving that ball quickly, getting those early shots up, and then attacking the glass.
Well, Benson quickly picks up a second personal foul and heads straight to the bench. And he's not a guy that you want to get in early foul trouble. 2 minutes to go in the first.
Yeah, seems a guy that likes to be aggressive, but obviously with that aggressiveness you can pick up fouls.
Well, he will find himself a seat on the bench. Just under 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. Flyers holding on to an early 5-point lead. CJ Jackson calling for a screen from Smith. Kicks it out to Smith. Smith will fake the three. Finds Thomas Edwards inside, who fakes it and makes it.
Good vision again from Leslie Smith. There's a guy who likes a pass as well. Giving up a three-point shot. Good look, three-point shot. But able to get Raf Thomas Edwards wide open under the bucket. Smart play from Leslie Smith.
Another triple on the way from Lublin, no good. Leslie Smith with the rebound. Then a bit of point guard out there. Finds CJ Jackson, and again it's a great pass inside, and Smith is fouled. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul. And Leslie Smith will have the shots and possession here.
And that's the sort of plays making those extra passes. That's back-to-back offenses now where made that extra pass going to the basket, and good things are happening. Leslie Smith gets the or he didn't make the shot. He gets the free throw and the unsportsmanlike.
I couldn't quite see exactly from this angle the unsportsmanlike foul. Of course, we can't control the feed tonight. But the referees did deem that being an unsportsmanlike foul, which means 2 free throws and possession. So it could be a 4 or potentially even a 5-point swing here for the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, Leslie Smith found himself wide open, almost a certain layup. I guess the referee deemed it no attempt to play the ball, looking to grab the man and to stop him in his tracks. Referee right there made the correct call. Smith goes to the line for his second attempt.
Well, Leslie Smith, he's averaging 5 points, 5 rebounds a game in the British Basketball League this season. Certainly seen his minutes extended this campaign. Of course, they had injury problems to Ruel Graham Bell and Christian Cunningham at the start of the season as well. He certainly fit into that role with no problem at all. Here's Jackson, open for three, drains the three. And just like that, Bristol Flyers are back out to a double-digit lead.
Yeah, playing some good team basketball, just like in and out that two-man game. Raf kicking it back out. Jackson knocking it down.
Lublin looking inside, and it's stolen by Graham Bell. Jackson thought about the three in transition. Does find Corey Samuels. He'll catch and shoot. Overcooked to the triple. And the rebound secured by Lublin.
Yeah, it was a good look. Corey Samuels just trailing on that three-point, wide open. Good shot to take. Able to get it, to knock it down.
Pelchar looking inside to Wade. Oh, it's knocked loose by Thomas Edwards. Great defense from the Flyers. Graham Bell running the floor, but finds Jackson with an open layup. And it's transition basketball where Bristol Flyers are finding their success so far.
Yeah, exactly. Just that second trail there from Jackson, wide open for that finish. Again, coming from a defensive set, though, getting the turnover, pushing the floor in numbers.
Pelchar looking for three and splashes it. Nothing but net. And that will do it for the end of the first quarter. Here you see it on the replay. All string for Start Lublin. But what an incredible first quarter for the Bristol Flyers. They raced out to that early lead. Lublin threatened to come back into it, and Flyers were able to rebuild it once again.
Yeah, exactly. Just sort of the peaks and troughs of the game. Extended that first sort of opening few minutes. Flyers cruising really, and then Lublin coming back into it, but then playing some great team basketball the last 2 minutes to extend that lead once more.
Well, certainly giving those Flyers fans that have made the journey up there something to cheer about. They're certainly enjoying their time in Poland so far, as their side have a 11-point lead over Start Lublin at the end of the first quarter. Just look down the stats as well, Gareth. I mean, Graham Bell was 7 points so far in this one. CJ Jackson, 7 points and 3 assists as well in this game.
Yeah, that'd be great. great signs for the Flyers to see Jackson contributing. Said always kind of tends to look for those offensive passes first, trying to get his teammates involved. But if he's open, we've seen it knock down a three, trailing through, getting that layup as well. Just playing smart basketball, trying to get his teammates involved, letting the game come to him. But Raul Gray and Bell really with that early energy, getting the Flyers going, and that's really what you want when you're playing away from home. Get that early momentum and then try and build on that.
And to have a 31-point quarter as well, I mean, especially on the road to start a game, what does that say about, they're coming off of 3 straight defeats in the British Basketball League. They've come out like a house on fire. Yeah,
it speaks a lot. I mean, scoring-wise, it's been a bit of a trouble over the weekend, really. So to come out with a 31-point quarter is a great start. And they're playing basketball in the right way. Coach could have said they're playing Flyers basketball, sharing the basketball, defense to offense. So far, things going very well for the Flyers.
Well, Lublin get us back underway as Pelchar brings it up over the timeline. Djemba looking inside. Going up against Thomas Edwards, and it's stripped by Smith.
Leslie Smith fancies himself as a point guard now, doesn't he?
Well, here he is, right on cue, firing up a 3 and almost got the friendly roll.
Just didn't quite go down for him, but great steal from Leslie Smith running the floor.
Here's Trey Wade backing down, and Thomas Edwards again gets a hand on it. If you've just joined us, it's been an incredible start by the Bristol Flyers. They've led by as many as 14 points. They've been able to hold on to the lead since the start of the game. Here's Pelchar looking to fire up a 3, overcooks the triple, but an offensive rebound is gathered in by Djemba. Now here's Gabric for 3, drains it. The Croatian wing shoots 50% from 3 in the Polish Basketball League this season, and no mistakes that time from deep.
Yeah, certainly that's the player you do not want to be left open. Plays that 4 spot, big tall fella, but able to knock down that 3 ball so efficiently. 50%, as you said, to the 3-point line this season. He certainly is a danger man for Lublin.
Well, Leslie Smith able to drain it from the elbow at the other end. Here is Pelchar to the rim, can't convert. Leslie Smith with the board. Flyers have numbers if they're quick enough. Jackson open for 3. Short that time, and the rebound is gathered in by Djemba. Stolen away by the Flyers, and they've had hands all over the place in this game so far.
Yeah, Jackson there just with that tap, just able to slow the momentum of the ball, and Leslie Smith picking it off.
Jackson calling for a screen from Leslie Smith. Smith at the 3-point line, looking inside for Thomas Edwards, puts it up, is short, and the rebound secured by Start Lublin.
He just felt Raff was in a really good position early on, just took that extra dribble, just took him out of his stride a little bit.
Oh, great move, and unable to convert inside. Here come Flyers the other way. Jackson, Euro step. Landolfi is wide open for 3. And unable to convert that time, but that's the shot that Landolfi will take all day. We've seen just how many times he can knock that open 3 down in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, that's his bread and butter, being what, in fact, normally he has hands all over him, and he's hands in his face, able to shoot over, but maybe almost a little bit too much time there for Landolfi. Wide open, good shot, unable to get it to go, and takes a seat after that one.
Well, Liam O'Reilly is back into the game. Here he is on the ball. Looking for Benson. On 2 fouls, Benson, in this first half so far. O'Reilly looking for a screen. Benson comes up to set it for him. Here's Gabric again for 3. This time is no good. It's going to be a foul called on the rebound attempt, and it's going to be Flyers basketball.
Yeah, that's on number 40.
It's going to be on Benson. That is on Benson. That's going to be his
3rd foul, perhaps.
3rd personal foul. Yeah, and you see the table official at the top of your screen just hold up the number 3.
And that will give concern for the Lublin coach. Key player inside there, for defensive matchups as well. His 3rd foul, he's got to be very careful.
Well, coach Artur Gronic is keeping him in here, and that could prove costly if he picks up a 4th foul in this first half, because of course still 7 minutes to go until half time.
Yeah, there's a long way to go in this second quarter to play with 3 fouls. Coach has got confidence though, keeping him out there.
Thomas Edwards to inbound for the Flyers. Finds Leslie Smith. Here's Corey Samuels now. Screen comes from Smith. Samuels goes the other way, kicks it out to Thomas Edwards, and it's going to be a travelling violation against Corey Samuels.
Coach Capulis there, just see at the top of your screen, just after an explanation there. Kind of looked okay from where but you know the referee's right there on there and felt confident that was a travel.
Here's O'Reilly, guarded by Samuels. Finds Dejemba on the wing. Ball screen comes, it's not loose by the Flyers. Shot clock's down to 6. O'Reilly kicks it out to Wade. Baseline triple. No good that time. An offensive rebound is gathered in by Garbrich. Another 3 for O'Reilly, and he can't convert. And Thomas Edwards cleans up the rebound.
Yeah, Lublin really like to shoot that 3 ball, don't they? They spread the floor, then crash that big foul there. Just sends Tevin Ollison to the ground. But yeah, in terms of offensively, love to spread the floor, look to gun it fairly early, and crash the boards, try and get another shot.
Tevin Ollison quickly back to his feet. Of course, he had a huge game at the weekend against Manchester. 26 points on Friday night. Ollison looking to inbound, finds Samuels. Oh, it's stolen away. Great defense by Lublin. And they have numbers. O'Reilly catch and shoot. And again, they can't convert. And the 3-point troubles continue for Start Lublin. Just 5 for 16 in this first half.
Didn't look particularly well balanced there. For the amount of time he had, it almost, he was almost fading away. A good pass.
Trajan Jacob lays it up and in. And Brad Green with the assist.
Just that foot speed as soon as the defender turns ahead. Quick burst of speed, goes back door. Brad Green with the assist. Lovely basketball. Good movement off the ball.
12-point lead for Coach Capulis' side. Here's an extra pass. It's blocked by Green. And he saves it from going out of bounds as well.
That is a great hustle play from Green with the block and then to regain the ball. Sets Flyers off on another offense.
Ollison, screen from Green. Ollison for 3. Short that time, but an offensive rebound by Brad Green, and he puts it up and in. And that is a huge play on both ends of the floor for the Flyers big man. Graham Bell knocks it loose from Benson. Benson backing down Green. It's a tough shot and a tough finish.
Yeah, that really is a tough shot. Just off the fingers, almost kind of throwing that hook shot down. He was so high up.
That certainly is a battle to watch inside. The battle between Brad Green and Benson inside. Here is Green. Ollison looking to go backdoor. Ends up with him. It's going to be a foul. And Gareth, we've seen a number of times they're overplaying the pass. I think it's going to be a technical foul. Is it going to be a technical foul? It's not going to be a technical foul. But they're overplaying the pass, Gareth, and you've seen that time and time again. That Flyers going backdoor, and that's obviously been something that Coach Capulis has talked about coming into this game.
Yeah, I'm sure that would have been a scout. They like to overplay a hand in the passing lane, overplay the pass, try and put pressure on the ball handler. The simple thing is, if you can you have that quick burst of speed, go backdoor, and the offensive player, your teammates aware of it. Just that little cut backdoor, little bounce pass over the top leads you right in for a layup.
Oh, it looks like it is going to be a technical foul. Couldn't quite see it from our angle. I'm sure the referees had a much better angle of it. And it will send Tevin Ollison to the free throw line. 2 points, 5 assists so far tonight for Tevin Ollison. He's averaging 16 points per game in the British Basketball League this season, and that is a huge increase on his average from his rookie season in Bristol. And Ollison makes no mistakes on the first. Just shy of an 80% free throw shooter on the season so far in the British Basketball League.
And the players come back in and line up for this final free throw.
Well, there's going to be 2 more here because obviously the technical foul as well. And Gareth, we mentioned about Tevin Ollison. His rookie season last year with the Bristol Flyers, he averaged around 10 points a game, and
What is it you feel? Is it more confidence in his game? That he's really settled into his role in Bristol, and his numbers as a result have gone up because of it?
Yeah, definitely. I think we've spoken about this many times. Obviously the second half of the season in terms of scoring, he really sort of stepped up, and getting accustomed coming back to a league that coach some teammates that as well, just makes that sort of second season a lot easier. Coach has got confidence bringing you back, and you can relax a little bit. You don't have anything much more to prove, if you like. You almost proved yourself in that first season, and then the second season you can sort of enjoy your basketball a little bit more, knowing that you can play at that level and compete and perform.
Well, there's a foul called on CJ Jackson as Pelchar inbounds the ball. Here's O'Reilly now. Skip pass, and it's open for Gabrich for three, and drains it.
And there's that man, Gabrich, wide open. You do not want to be leaving a 50% shooter open like that.
It's almost like a layup for him, isn't it? As Jackson goes to the basket. It's going to be a foul called on Benson.
And that's going to be trouble. That's going to be his fourth. 4 minutes, 12 to go in the first half, and you feel he's going to have to sit down now.
Well, Coach Gronick obviously gambled on him playing out there with 3 fouls in the first half, and you'd imagine that he will head to the... But he's still out there right now, though.
Yeah.
And he'll probably come in after this free throw. He's being left out there by Coach, and this could be interesting, Gareth. 4 fouls in the first half. He's trusting his big man to stay out there on the court.
So, yeah, just having a look. Yeah, three fouls on the stats at the moment. Whether that's still remaining at 3 if they've not been updated. But, yeah, if that's 4... and that shows a lot of confidence, maybe? I don't know.
Here's Pelchar. O'Reilly inside. Benson inside, and he puts it in off the glass.
And he's not going to go down without a fight. A couple of points for Benson.
Ball inside to Jackson, and it's stolen away by Lublin. And Brad Green able to intercept the pass, but only to the hands of Benson, who jams it in.
And that's why Coach is keeping him out there. Big back-to-back scores, big jam.
They still need that inside presence, and a timeout's been called on the floor by the Bristol Flyers. Of course, Start Lublin are in the penalty for these last 3 minutes or so in the first half. We spoke about the foul trouble, and it has updated on our live stats. 4 fouls for Benson, and that could be costly going into the second half. But I guess if you trust your big man out there on the court to play through the foul trouble, then it'd be interesting to see how that develops in the second half, Gareth.
Yeah, if he makes it through to the second half, I think. But I'm still looking on the stats here. Still down as 3 personal fouls for him, so maybe he has just got 3, and that kind of make more sense, I would have thought, if he has just got the 3. So maybe we're doing him an injustice there with the 4 fouls and Coach there. So, but yeah, I've been keeping him out there. So back-to-back points for Lublin.
Well, Benson's now on 10 points to go along with his 2 rebounds, and meanwhile for the Flyers, they are led by Trajan Jacob, who has 10 points of his own. Tevin Olsen has 5 points and 5 assists, and CJ Jackson 9 first half points for him. Of course, just his 3rd game in a Bristol Flyers uniform. Of course, he did briefly play for the Leicester Riders. They had a European qualification campaign for the FIBA Europe Cup, and we never really got to see his full potential. Of course, he was battling those injury problems as well during his time with the Riders. A bit of full court pressure being shown here by Lublin as Jackson brings it up over the half court. Screen comes from Graham Bell. Jackson, Green looking for it down low. He's guarded by Benson. Ends up with him. Green looking to go to work inside. Double team comes. Brad Green puts it up. Can't get the finish. Offensive rebound gathered in by Graham Bell. He will fire up and knocks it down. And the Darth Vader once again.
Yep.
With the textbook fadeaway.
Yeah, not much of a fadeaway. Fairly straight up, that one. But I like Brad Green there going at Benson. Know he's in foul trouble. Trying to put him in a bit more pressure.
O'Reilly driving inside. The floater is fouled. So that will send him to the line to shoot 2 shots. And Gareth, this is just the second and third trip to the free-throw line for Start Lublin tonight. So I'm sure some of the key messages from their coach going into the second half, you want his team to really attack the basket because they're not really getting to the free-throw line much at all in these first 20 minutes or so.
Yeah, you can see by their style of basketball that they do like that quick three and then crash the board. So, you know, it kind of feels that they're not a team that will, look to attack, go downhill and get players, in foul trouble. They like to shoot the ball early, grab the rebounds. Saw Benson with some good post-up play, but they like to sort of move a little bit in transition, shoot the ball quickly.
Well, Liam O'Reilly at the line, 6th season as a professional at a Gardner-Webb University. Knocks down the second triple. He's their leading scorer this season in the Polish Basketball League, 17.6 assists a game. Here's CJ Jackson. Again, Brad Green looking for it inside, ends up with him. Going to be a travel on Green. And it will go back to Start Lublin.
Seen a few travel calls now against the Bristol Flyers. Referees certainly picking up on fundamentals and watching out for the footwork.
Here's Pelchar, guarded by Jacob. Swings to O'Reilly. Ball screen from Benson. Looking to lob it inside, and it's stolen by Thomas Edwards, and O'Reilly commits the foul.
Quite a smart play that actually, because I think Raf Thomas Edwards was about to unleash that one. I wasn't sure who was out of the picture there running full court.
Well, it will send Flyers to the line because Start Lublin are in a bonus, so it's one of those ones where you have to earn his 2 points at the free throw line. You feel that maybe if that pass had gone through, it would have been an open layup anyway.
Yeah, you did feel that it looked like it was a 1-on-0 if he was able to get that ball out of his hands, but got fouled before he was able to launch the pass.
Raf Thomas Edwards, of course, second spell back with the Bristol Flyers. He's averaging 8 points and 6 rebounds a game so far in the British Basketball League. And he converts on both of the free throws. Under 2.5 minutes to play in this first half. Here's O'Reilly driving inside, extra pass. Another triple is up and good for Tomislav Gabric. You can see just why he's shooting 50% from the three-point line this season in the Polish league. He looks like a layup for him out there, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks very, very comfortable. It's well set. Teammates look for him as well. They know if they're going to drive in. He's created himself a little bit of space. They locate him wide open like that, he's going to knock it down.
Brad Green's three goes in and out. I don't see him shoot threes too often, but it's like a running back there, intercepts the pass. Nice pass to Thomas Edwards, and he can't convert. Brad Green gets his hands on it, and it's going to be a bucket by CJ Jackson. One of the easiest buckets you'll see all night.
Yeah, just straight out of his fingertip. It sort of fell into his hand and just
like a set shot, wasn't it?
Punched it back in. But yeah, that's certainly what giving him the time for a defender to sort of readjust. The ball's gone.
Well, CJ Jackson now into double figures. He's the Flyers' leading scorer with 11 points and 3 assists so far in this game. 2 Flyers players are in double figures so far for them. You look down the stat sheet, Gareth. I mean, it's the points are very well spread amongst the Bristol Flyers so far.
Points are and minutes are as well. You've got 8 players sort of averaging good minutes as well, getting that rotation in. Coach Kapoulis knows he has to get players in and out, try and keep them fresh with the schedule they have. Get those rotations in, quick rest, out you go again, and so far it's paying off.
Well, of course, Bristol Flyers are back in action in the British Basketball League on Sunday when they travel to the brand new Cannon Medical Arena to take on Sheffield Sharks. Of course, you can watch that game for free over on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. And of course, a week later, on December 2nd, they are facing the Sheffield Sharks once again, but this time at the SGS College Arena. Of course, tickets are still available for that game. You can get them over at bristolflyers.co.uk, or you can join us right here on YouTube and tune in for free. Well, back underway. Lublin trailing the Flyers by 12. So for a minute and a half to go in this first half. Gabric again open for 3. This time is short. And living dangerously there, the Flyers, because he's knocked down a pair of those already so far in this game. Here's Jackson. Guarded by O'Reilly. Jackson looking to drive inside. Kicks up top to Green. Thomas Edwards on the wing. The shot clock's winding down and Thomas Edwards has to shoot. Offensive rebound by Brad Green and he tips it in.
Great energy, great hustle play. Bristol Flyers able to get that offensive board, tip it back in. And that's a couple of back-to-back offensive boards and putbacks they've managed to get.
Gavrich, nice pass inside. Oh, it's blocked by TJ, but a foul is called. And that'll send Start Lublin to the foul line. It's going to be Philippe Put to shoot the 2 free throws.
Yeah, just looking at the stats again, Gavrich, we're saying he's shooting 50% for the season. And he's bang on that, 3 for 6 this evening.
Well, Philippe Put at the line. Of course, 30-year-old, 6'7" forward. Now in his 12th season as a pro. And he's spent all 12 of those seasons playing professionally in the Polish Basketball League. He's no good on the first. And the second one gets a friendly roll. Flyers can go 2 for 1 here if they're quick enough. Here's Graham Bell. Shot clock down to 10. Graham Bell, deep 2, fires it up, no good. Rebounded by O'Reilly. And Lublin can push in transition. Almost got the finish, and there's Wade on the follow. Puts it in off the glass. Well, shot clock is turned off for this final possession of the first half. Flyers looking to build on an 11-point lead. 10 seconds to go. Here's CJ Jackson. Finds Trajan Jacob. The screen comes from Green. Jacob, extra pass. Thomas Edwards for 3. Overcooks the triple, and that will do it for the end of the first half. Bristol Flyers able to hold on to their big double-digit lead after the second quarter, Gareth.
Yeah, good first half, 50 points. Offensively, they'll be very, very pleased with that. They'll certainly look to build on that from last week as well. We know last week against the Manchester Giants in the BBL took a healthy lead in at half-time, so I'm sure that'll be on the forefront of Coach Kapoulis' mind, that need to play for the full 40 minutes and to build on that great start here in Lublin.
Great stuff. Thanks, Gareth. Well, we are going to hot-foot it back into the studio to break down all the action from the first half. But at the half-time break is Start Lublin 39 and the Bristol Flyers 50.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Cause I head tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Ain't where the money at. Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but don't mess up the mood.
Eleven started as a vending machine idea that would hold spaces for local products and startups, but over time it's developed into a lot more. The more we learn about the impact that we can have on the local community is the more that we've brainstormed new ways on how to add value to the brands that we represent. It's important for us to use the platform to create opportunities in the lives of real people. We really can't wait for the future at Eleven to unfold, and we look forward to you joining us on the journey.
Welcome back to Flyers TV. We're at the half in the European North Basketball League. The Bristol Flyers lead Start Lublin 50 points to 39. Gareth, what have you made of this first half? Because it was an incredibly hot start by the Flyers.
Yeah, it's a great reaction coming off the three losses in the British Basketball League. Had a perfect start. Raoul Graham-Bell getting off with a dunk in the first sort of opening minutes really set the first opening seconds really set the tempo, and they've managed to build on that. And Lublin have had a couple of runs, but Bristol Flyers managing that and able to push that lead out to 11 at the half.
Well, let's take a look at the story of the first half. And as you mentioned, the dunk from Raoul Graham-Bell, that really set the tempo for the rest of the team. There you see it on your screen. And that started this Bristol Flyers run. I mean, they outscored Lublin 31 points to 20 in the first quarter alone.
Yeah, exactly, and it's so important when you're on unfamiliar ground, unfamiliar court, if you like, different country, to get that important start, particularly coming off of those losses. So perfect start for Coach Kapoulis and his team in the European North Basketball League. And
Start Lublin, they did threaten to come back to it. I mean, they came back to as little as a 3-point game in that first quarter, but credit to the Flyers, they were able to hold out and really push the lead back out to double figures at the end of the first.
Yeah, they're playing some very smart, good team basketball. We sort of said backdoor cuts, give and goes, playing some good defence, playing some good team basketball, defence to offence in transition, and then some great individual plays. But yeah, really sort of playing as the ball's coming to them, nothing really too forced. Unlike some of the games we saw at the weekend, really playing the game as it comes to them, nothing out of rhythm.
Tomislav Gavrich leads the way. Well, he's got 9 points so far for Start Lublin. He's 3 for 6 from downtown, and that was top of the scouting report. Is do not leave him open for three, because he's a 50% 3-point shooter in the Polish league this season.
Yeah, and exactly, and he's bang on for 50% three pointers in the first half of this game as well, and that's what the message will be. I'm sure Coach Kapoulis at halftime will be reading through the stats and understanding that he's such a threat from beyond the arc and can really turn a game on its head. They like to shoot quickly. We've seen that. They push the ball in transition, get those early looks. So that'll always be a threat, from beyond the arc if they get good opportunities to shoot the ball.
And what have you made of the battle inside? Because of course Brad Green going up against Barrett Benson, and Benson has 10 points at the half, and Brad Green just 5. But you look at the foul count, and we thought it was 4 fouls, but it is in fact 3 fouls on him so far in this game.
Yeah, it's been a good matchup. Points in the paint, Flyers 24, Lublin 16. So they've got the edge on that, looking to find Brad Green, but they're good into passing there as well from offense. So Flyers really getting the work done in the paint as well, just mixing it up outside and inside. But yeah, great matchup, and Green, as we hoped, he would have a good performance in European basketball. But Benson is a real threat as well. Been impressed with what he's done, but he will need to keep himself out of foul trouble, keep himself out on the floor.
Well, let's take a look at the stats at the halfway point. And Gareth, you talked about the rebound battle. Flyers winning the rebound battle 21-15. You look down those stats as well. Is there anything else that really stands out for you at the halfway point?
Yeah, I like the steal count from Flyers. 8 steals at the half against 4 for Lublin. So active hands, able to get those ball knocked away, and then pushing the ball on transition. So that's a good stat there. And shooting the ball well from the free throw line, Bristol Flyers 10 for 11, 90%. A bit of a blip at the weekend from the line, but really bouncing back strong on that statistic.
And you look at the free throws at the other end of the court. I mean, just 5 trips to the foul line for Start Lublin. Will that be a focus for them in the second half? Is to earn those trips to the free throw line? Yeah, it's just trying to attack the basket a little bit more. But so they do tend to like to play on the perimeter, move the ball quickly, getting those shots. So not really attacking the basket. And Bristol Flyers do defend, the paint pretty well. There's nothing controversial. I've seen where they've not been getting close to the line. They're just not opting to attack the basket, preferring to shoot the ball a little bit and get the ball in transition. Just a word on CJ Jackson so far in this game. He leads the way for the Flyers with 11 points and 3 assists. It's just his third game with the Flyers. Of course, he signed that short-term deal as injury cover for Keedy Johnson and Tijan Lucas. Really starting to see what he's capable of now, not only in the European North Basketball League, but also in the British Basketball League. Yeah, he's just growing into his role, isn't he? I mean, it's such a tall ask, to come into a season, partway through a season, without having, met the guys or any sort of pre-season. Get your fitness is important as well, but also get your fitness whilst running the team. It's very, very difficult, and you can see just the progress he's making in such a short space of time. And I'm sure Coach Kapilis was delighted to sign him so shortly after the injuries as well, and to have that experience and to help the Flyers squad as they push for a win tonight. Just finally, you coach Kapoulis, you're in the dressing room at half-time, you've got that 11-point lead away from home. What are you saying to the team in the locker room right now? It's got to be about focus. The game is not done. We saw at the weekend, taking a healthy lead at the half-time, have to concentrate, play good defence, team defence into team offence is going to win the game. Hopefully, they've done a lot of hard work, but there's still 20 minutes to go in this game, and they have to be fully concentrated because things can turn around pretty quickly. Yeah, definitely. A fresh 20 minutes coming up after the break, and we'll be back with more action from the second half. Don't go away.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Farm. Slightly obsessed perfectionists making cider with nothing but love. As you do. I mean, why grow 8 varieties of apple when you can grow 458? The apple spa. Because happy apples make better cider, obviously. Here comes the man himself, Martin Thatcher. Friday, 12:30, tasting time. It needs to hit the spot or not a drop will leave the farm. Yes! And that's why Thatcher's cider tastes the way it does. Perfect.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, where the travelling Bristol Flyers lead Polish side Start Lublin 50 points to 39 at the halfway point. But Gareth, as you said in the build-up to this game is far from over because, of course, the Flyers, they had that big lead against the Manchester Giants on Friday night and ended up blowing it in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and you'd think that I'm sure players and coach would be fully aware of that, and they'll want to make sure that a similar slip-up doesn't happen. And should Lublin go on a bit of a run, which I'm sure they will do at some point, is just to keep kind of the faith with the offense, team basketball, good defence, and see them through. Because I felt maybe at the weekend, the panic button started to hit when Manchester started clawing their way back, and almost a bit of a self-destruct happened with the team. So I'm sure they've learned from that. They probably looked at tape of that and will learn and grow from it.
Yeah, I mean, the run is going to come from Lublin in the second half. This is the team that's currently second right now in the Polish Basketball League, so you know that they're going to go on that run. It's just how do you handle that run and how do you deal under pressure as well?
Yeah, absolutely right. And, Coach Kuda's got plenty of experience, and that would have hurt the players at the weekend as well. So they'll be feeling it, and they won't want to sort of replicate what happened against the Giants and want to dig in deep and certainly, offensively get everyone a touch of the ball, play good team basketball, which they've showed in this first half. 50 points at the half. Executing really well, some good individual skill, but also sort of pushing the ball on transition, defence to offence.
Well, we are all set for second half action between Bristol Flyers and Start Lublin. It's going to be the Flyers to get us underway to start this third quarter. As Trajan Jacobs going to inbound the ball. Here is CJ Jackson. Lobbed up inside to Morel Graham-Bell, and it's just cut out by the Start Lublin defence. And apologies if you couldn't hear the game audio there, as we're back up and running.
Yeah, Flyers looking for that big play, weren't they, early on in that second half, and trying to carry things on from the opening tip. Really, we had that big dunk from Morel Graham-Bell, looking for the spectacular in the opening offence.
Oh, stolen away by the Flyers. There's Ollison in the open court. Pulls it back out, though. Now here's Jackson. Green rolling to the basket, fighting for position. Ollison on the wing, guarded by Gabrich. Inside to Morel Graham-Bell. Double team comes from Lublin. Someone's open out there. Here's Trajan Jacob, wide open for three. And he's unable to convert. Gabrich for three is short. Rebound falls to Trajan Jacob. Here he is in the open court, pushing in transition, and he will go to the line to shoot two shots.
Yeah, Trajan Jacob on the break. Just with that sort of little Euro steps, those little hesitations, putting the defender on the back foot and able to manoeuvre his body in front of Trajan Jacob, picking up the foul, and he'll find a trip to the free throw line.
Well, of course, Trajan Jacob, he's back for his second spell with the Bristol Flyers. He signed a rookie deal at the Florida International University with the club a couple of seasons ago. Spent last season out in Finland playing professionally, and now back for his third full season as a professional playing with the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, certainly a fan favourite in that first spell with the Bristol Flyers. Sad to see him leave last season, but then coming back and being another player that we've seen sort of grow. You know, his shooting from outside has been outstanding this season.
Yeah, it's always those shots, isn't it, where you feel like they're not going to go in, and somehow for Trajan Jacob, he makes it look easy. Here's O'Reilly. Screen comes from Benson. O'Reilly looking for a rolling Benson. It just slips through his hands. He did all the hard work there.
He certainly found a way to the basket, but as you said, just slipping through his hands. Benson, O'Reilly with a good pass.
Here's CJ Jackson looking to extend on the Flyers' lead. Graham Bell. Guarded by Gabrick. Nice pass inside to Tevin Ollison. And no mistakes for him off the glass.
Yeah, I love that. I love seeing good movement, you know, off the ball. And just a little cut there for Ollison. Raul Graham Bell with the assist.
The triple is up. The triple rolled in and out for Lublin. And here come the Flyers the other way. Ollison. Brad Green. Oh, it's stolen by O'Reilly. And he's all alone with the basket and throws it down. It's not often you see a point guard get above the rim, Gareth.
Yeah, it did surprise me with that, but yeah, obviously got the hops to do it. But you know, great defensive play there from O'Reilly, which will set him up for the dunk. Just reading the handoff really well.
Oh, Jackson responds with a triple at the other end. And CJ Jackson now up to 14 points so far in this game. Lublin driving inside. Benson fighting for the rebound. It's last touched by the Flyers. And Lublin will retain possession from the sideline out of bounds. See Coach Capulas just asking for a bit more energy on the defensive end there from his side. Ball inside to Benson. Oh, it's blocked by Jacob from out of nowhere. Great help defense, and Flyers turn it over. O'Reilly off the glass and in.
Yeah, such a shame. Great defensive block there from Trajan Jacob, only just to turn it over and get scored on straight away. But way to track back on defense. But O'Reilly really come up with some big defensive plays at the moment.
Brad Green puts it up, puts it in. And an easy hook shot for the big fella inside.
Yeah, it feels that move's almost automatic, isn't it, when he gets in that position? That little drop step to and then the hook.
O'Reilly responds with a triple at the other end. And the points flying in all over the place right now. Ollison, Euro step, stripped by O'Reilly, but a travel is going to be called. And Lublin will get the ball from the sideline, and it's almost one you felt like they could have gone the other way in transition, so almost for the ball to stop play is almost a good thing for the Flyers here.
Yeah. And O'Reilly's having himself a really excellent start to this second half on both ends of the floor.
13 points so far for him in this game, 3 steals as well. It's going to be a foul called against Tevin Ollison. Just fighting through the screen. Second team foul on the Flyers. Tevin Ollison takes a seat. Rafael Thomas Edwards returns to the game for Coach Capulas' side. Here's O'Reilly. He's got a mismatch with Brad Green on him. Jackson comes over to help and almost knocks it loose. O'Reilly with a step back 3 and drains it.
Very unfortunate there with that play. Jackson able to get the hand in, but just lands nicely to O'Reilly, who continues on this form of the second half.
We've cut it down to a 10-point game, but just like that, the Flyers respond at the other end. They push it back out to 12. It's going to be a foul called on Rafael Thomas Edwards. And just a word on, Liam O'Reilly. 16 points now for him. He's able to get points up in a hurry, running the floor out there for Start Lublin. Incredible player out there tonight.
Yeah, just not offensively. I think defensively we've seen a couple of steals as well, and just reading the play, able to get that defense going. But yeah, really sort of showing up in this second half.
Here he is again for three, this time off the back iron. Offensive rebound by Benson though. Brad Green commits the foul. And Barrett Benson will head to the line to shoot two. It's going to be a second personal foul against Brad Green. And Barrett Benson earns himself a trip to the free throw line. He's averaging 14 points, 8 rebounds a game so far for Start Lublin. Experienced pro, spells in Poland, Bulgaria, Kosovo, Germany and Georgia during his pro career so far. And he makes no mistakes on the second foul shot. Here's Corey Samuels back into the game for Bristol. Screen comes from Green. Samuels swings to Jacob, open for three, can't convert, but there's Brad Green on the offensive rebound, and that is textbook Bristol Flyers basketball.
Yeah, Brad Green getting himself in a good position to get the offensive board, falls nicely into his hands, and he's not missing those around the basket.
Gavrich's three is off. And Corey Samuels with the rebound. Here he is driving the other way, and Start Lublin have numbers. And again, O'Reilly's open, and he throws it down with a one-hander.
Yeah, point guard once more getting out on the break and throwing it down one-handed.
21 points now for Liam O'Reilly. Well, here is Pelchar. Finds O'Reilly. Screen comes from Benson. Pelchar for three off the back iron. Green with another rebound. Oh, just slipped out of his hands though. And it will go back to Start Lublin. And Gareth, they've, you say the old phrase, you live by the three, you die by the three, and Start Lublin, they haven't stopped shooting threes in this game, even though there was a poor three-point percentage in the first half. They just kept shooting through the slump, and it seems to be paying off for them in this game, in the second half in particular.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if that's, I think Pluvin did something very similar as well, actually, and they were able to. They started the game really well. They were sort of shooting threes from all over the place, and in the second half, Flyers able to adjust and take away those shots, and that's why Flyers got the lead. But yeah, Lublin very, very sort of similar. Maybe not quite as frequently threes as Pluvin, but they certainly like to shoot that three ball and crash the boards.
Well, Jakub Karolak is taking a knock there. He's helped back to his feet by his fellow teammates. He will shoot these pair of free throws. 3 points in 15 minutes so far in this game for Karolak. 6'5" shooting guard from Lublin. Spent his entire career playing professional basketball in Poland. He's averaging 7 points per game, just 8 appearances for him so far in the Polish Basketball League this season. He's able to knock down on the second, cut the gap down to 12. It's under 4.5 minutes to go in this third quarter. It's Corey Samuels. Finds Trajan Jacob. He thought about the three. Hands off with Leslie Smith. Back to Corey Samuels. Shot clock down to 5. Ball into Jacob. Nice pass from Samuels. And once again, the Lublin defense overplaying the passing lanes.
Yeah, just kind of switching off. And we've seen that time and time again. Flyers taking advantage. Just moving the ball around the outside. Some dribble handoffs. And then player just cutting hard to the basket and finding himself wide open.
The ball comes off the foot, and it will be reset. The shot clock will be reset to 14 seconds as Lublin will inbound from the sideline. Now Benson takes a seat for Start Lublin. 11 points so far for him in this one. But it's Liam O'Reilly who is the game's leading scorer with 21. Here he is, coming off the screen, pulls up for another three and knocks it down.
Yeah, he's certainly feeling it right now. Had a great start to this third quarter, continues it, steals, dunks, three-pointers, getting it done from all over the place.
24 points for him now, and he is 5 for 10 from behind the three-point line. Samuels. Hands off with Trajan Jacob. Screen comes from Leslie Smith. Jacob, ball inside to Smith. Smith backing down, fakes it, puts it up, can't convert. It's going to be a foul called. And Leslie Smith this time will earn a trip to the free throw line.
Yeah, a little delay call there. I thought there was a bit of contact for sure. And referee making the, I believe, the correct call, which will send Leslie Smith back to the free throw line for a couple.
This is going to be Bristol Flyers' 14th and 15th trip to the foul line. They're 92% from the free throw line tonight, and they've done well to draw that contact, and because it's a skill, isn't it, to have a team to be able to get to the free throw line on a consistent basis.
Yeah, exactly. Putting pressure on the defender, getting those good positions, attacking the basket, and said you not only get the opportunity to free throws and to score, but obviously putting pressure on defenders, picking up fouls as well. We've seen Benson, playing really well, to be fair, after his, he's on 3 fouls and he's managed to avoid any further problems. But he's been a big impact on the offensive end for Lublin. So
O'Reilly again for 3 and knocks it down. A man's on fire right now.
Playing really well, and you wonder how long it will be before Coach Kulis maybe calls a timeout just to see. Try and sort of make it a little bit more difficult for O'Reilly, who's having his way at the moment in this third quarter.
Well, he is single-handedly trying to work his side back into this game. Double team comes as Roel Graham-Bell fading away and knocks it down.
That's your Darth Vader there.
He's earned that nickname for sure. A couple of fadeaway jumpers tonight. Oh, what a move. What a finish. Reverse layup is good for Philippe Put.
Yeah, that was a tough finish. Put with the 2, backdoor cut, not there.
Graham-Bell for 3, can't convert. Offensive rebound by Raf Thomas-Edwards is stripped. And here come Lublin the other way. It's going to be a foul called on the Flyers. And it's quite a smart foul in the end because it looked like Lublin had numbers in transition.
Yeah, exactly. Just putting that man on a bit of a stop there as well. Certainly had numbers. Able to stop the break. And Flyers making a couple of changes.
Corey Samuels takes a seat. CJ Jackson returns to the game, and Bristol are in the penalty, so that will send Start Lublin to the line for the last 2 minutes and change of this third quarter.
Yeah, 23 to 21 in this third quarter. You kind of felt that Lublin have had the better of the quarter, but only sort of leading Flyers by 2 points in this particular quarter. So Flyers adjusting well.
Well, they're having a go in it, aren't they? And we spoke about it. We said the run will come for Start Lublin in the second half, and Flyers have done well to hold that at bay so far, but still, of course, 12 minutes to go in this game, so plenty of time for them to work their way back into this one.
Yeah, a lot of time in this ball game to go. And O'Reilly playing some really good basketball at the moment for the home team.
Ollison splits the defense, can't convert. Leslie Smith puts it in on the follow. And again, Bristol Flyers crashing the offensive rebounds is what they do. It's their identity out there on the court.
Yeah, and I think Lublin are really going to sort of struggle to try and break that lead if they can't figure out defensive rebounding, because Flyers will keep going offensively at you at the boards all day long and get those second chance opportunities.
O'Reilly again looking to respond with a 3. He can't convert. Thomas Edwards looking to go the other way. Fakes it, puts it in. Raf Thomas Edwards looking like Wreck-It Raf out there.
Yes, he just eased the player off the ball there with his forearm to give himself a little bit of space.
Now, timeout's been called by Start Lublin because Bristol Flyers have managed to rebuild their double-digit lead. And of course, with a minute and a half to go in this third quarter, Gareth, what does Coach Kapoulas, what does he say to his team in this timeout? Because of course, they had that big lead against the Manchester Giants on Friday. They saw that evaporate in the fourth quarter. I mean, they went 8 minutes without scoring in that fourth quarter at the SGS College Arena. He certainly won't want to see that happen again on the European stage this time.
Yeah, I think he'll be happy. Isn't any signs of a bit of a dry up offensively. They're 25 for the quarter, so offensively things going well. The only thing they might discuss is O'Reilly defensively and how they might want to match up with him, because he's obviously clearly poised in the most danger so far for Lublin. So they might want to talk about how they might want to get the ball out of his hands a little bit more and try and get it into to others' players' hands and see if he can sort of slow him down that way.
It's one of those ones, isn't it, where, I mean, if he's doing the damage on his own and Flyers are still leading by double digits, I imagine they'd let him continue to do damage on his own. It's when he can get his teammates involved, and then you've got 2 or 3 different players, putting up threes and knocking them down, and that's when they can be really dangerous. Yeah, and I think sort of the issue for Lublin, as we talked about, is rebounding. Flyers getting way too many offensive boards, and it's going to be very hard to try and stop them, or get them back into the game if they're unable to not grab those defensive boards. We'll talk about the offensive rebounding for Bristol Flyers. They've got 11 offensive rebounds so far in this game for 14 second chance points. So you can see that's certainly where the damage has been done so far in this game. Minute and a half to go in the third quarter. Here's Trey Wade. Wade puts it on the floor, kicks it out, open 3 ball, no good that time for Gabrich, and the rebound secured by Thomas Edwards. Here he is again pushing Jacob for 3 in transition, no good that time. Rebound secured by Lublin. It's going to be a foul called on Thomas Edwards. Pelchar did well to navigate his way through traffic there.
Yeah. I'm not sure as much Raf Thomas Edwards could have done there. There was a point guard very well where he was coming from, just put the brakes on there, and Raf Thomas Edwards just sort of steamrolling him over and gets the foul. I don't think the referee's going to change his mind on that one.
No, it's good recognition, as you say, because of course Flyers are in the penalty even, so it will earn Pelchar a trip to the free throw line, and if Start Lublin can earn more trips to the foul line, get points up when the clock's not even ticking, that will do their comeback attempt a whole lot of good. Well, Pelchar at the line, able to knock down on the first free throw. 23-year-old point guard from Poland. Spent his entire 7-year playing career so far with Start Lublin. And he knocks down a pair of back-to-back foul shots.
And that takes it into just a single-digit lead now. So Lublin are chipping away.
And you feel like this final minute of the third could be crucial to determine which team can go into the fourth quarter with a bit of momentum here. Ollison swings to Samuels. Now here's Graham Bell looking for Leslie Smith inside. Almost fumbled it, but ends up with him, and Leslie Smith able to get it to go. It's going to be a goaltend anyway. The basket did go in.
It did. I really like that play. That's a good, under a little bit of pressure, Bristol Flyers ran through the set, got a really good look inside. And the finishing has been really good, actually, from the Bristol Flyers in and around the paint.
They have rebuilt a double-digit lead. It's around 16 seconds between shot and game clock. It's a deep 3 from Lublin. It advised triple. And now with the shot clock turned off, Bristol will get the final possession of this third quarter.
You can just see the coach there asking the players, what are you shooting now? He's so far out, trying to take some time out of the clock, get the last shot.
Final seconds of the third. They had fouls to give, Lublin, so smart foul in the end. Still have 1 foul to give before they're in a penalty.
And Coach Kapulish barking out orders there from the sideline. Possession.
Samuels to inbound. Expect the foul again here. CJ Jackson turns the corner, puts it up. I think he was looking for a foul there as well, and as he ends up throwing it up, and with 0.9 on the clock, Lublin will inbound the ball to end the third. Full court pass. It's half-court shot. It's good if it goes. Oh, almost got it to go off the back iron.
Not far away at all.
But that will do it for the end of the third quarter. Start Lublin threatened to come back into this one. A couple of times they made it a single-digit game, The Bristol Flyers still able to hold strong with that double-digit lead at the end of 3.
Yeah, still that first quarter that's the difference maker. In the first quarter, 20-31 Bristol Flyers, 19 apiece in the second quarter, 27 apiece in the third quarter. So very fine margin. Just that great start really for Bristol Flyers in that beginning of the first quarter, setting these teams apart.
And a very high-scoring quarter for both teams. Normally, you say to Coach Capulas, you've just conceded 27 points in a quarter. It's not a good defensive quarter, but to put 27 points up at the other end, it kind of just evens it out, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm sure he'll still be very much looking at that defensively 27 points, too many for the opposition to score in a quarter. So, he'll want to look at that. But O'Reilly, the main sort of contributor to that 27 points for Lublin.
Yeah, here's a look at some of his key plays in the third quarter. He had a couple of breakaway dunks as well. That was a breakdown on the defensive end that gave him an open triple. And here's the second one of his open transition dunks as well. And he's got that ability to get above the rim. A couple of open jams in transition, and I'm sure that'll build confidence for him as well to knock down even tougher shots going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. Picking up a good bit of form at the right time. And, we saw in the last game, what an individual can do to really, determine the outcome of a game.
Well, there's 10 minutes to go here in this one. Bristol Flyers are 1-1 in their European North Basketball League campaign so far. Can they hold on for a win here on the road, or can Liam O'Reilly rally his team into what will be an incredible comeback here in Poland? Wade's going to inbound, and it's going to be a foul called on did Graham Bell step on the sideline there? It was a technical foul warning, I think, as Wade inbounds it to get us back underway.
Right, Graham just looked disinterested, then he just walked off. Okay.
Almost stolen away by the Flyers. Here's Lublin driving inside, looking for Wade. It's blocked by Leslie Smith. Straight into the hands of Corey Samuels. Great defense by the Bristol Flyers. And now Bristol have a chance to extend their lead. Graham Bell to the basket, puts it up and in and count it. Yeah. And Ruel Graham Bell will go to the line for a three-point play.
You could just see him, lining up that drive there, just sort of opened up the help side defender with his back turn and able to just got there way too late. And Graham Bell able to get the finish and the and one.
Well, that is the perfect way for Bristol Flyers to start this fourth quarter. They got it done on the defensive end with a Leslie Smith block, and then Ruel Graham Bell converting on a bonus puts Bristol Flyers on top by 14. Here's Pelchar, now Karolak. It's going to be a foul called against CJ Jackson. That'll be the first team foul on the Flyers in this fourth quarter. Pelchar looking inside, swings to Trey Wade. Now ball inside to Putt. Double team comes from the Flyers. Extra pass. They've left them wide open on the baseline. And it's going to be a foul called, offensive foul called on the rebound over the back foul. And Bristol Flyers will retake possession.
I thought it was some good ball movement there from Lublin. Got a good shot. Didn't get it to knock in. Called, as you rightly said, by an offensive foul. And here come the Bristol Flyers. Just under 9 minutes to go of the game.
You can certainly hear the away fans making their voices heard up in Poland. Here's CJ Jackson. Top to Leslie Smith. Deep three on the way. Overcooked the triple. Ollison around the back does well to keep it from going out of play. What a pass from Tevin Ollison, and he draws the foul. It's going to be a foul call on the floor. Round the back pass to save it from going out of play, and Leslie Smith is able to get his feet in from preventing it from being over and back as well.
Yeah, great plays there for both the individual players. Ollison to stop it going out of bounds, and Leslie's on his way back playing defense, able to quickly hustle back and keep it in the front court.
Ball into Jackson. Calling for a screen from Smith. CJ Jackson has a mismatch, fires up for three and drains it. And momentum is well and truly in the favour of the Bristol Flyers.
Yeah, Jackson with a smooth looking three-pointer there, and that's a big time play at this time, just to edge out that lead. And travel called.
And they're looking for that backdoor pass. That's what Bristol have been doing to Lublin all game long. And in doing so, just lifted that back pivot foot. And it will be back to Bristol Flyers. There's the Flyers fans on your screen, look. All those fans making the 1,200-mile trip from Bristol. In their pink t-shirts, making their voices heard. Graham Bell looking to go baseline. Graham Bell blows the dunk. And Lublin can push in transition. Extra pass. Dribbling inside. Oh, what a pass inside. And Putt's going to easily lay it in for two.
Yeah, nice offensive from both teams. Graham Bell able to get the dunk to go.
Ollison's three goes in and out. Another offensive rebound by the Flyers, and CJ Jackson this time just flexes as he puts it in for two off the glass.
Yeah, he's got good sort of awareness, hasn't he, where the ball's going to land. There's a couple of offensive putbacks he's had.
Here's Gabrich, extra pass. Great fake on the triple. Good ball movement from Start Lublin, and it ends up with a floater in the lane for Tomislav Gabrich.
Yeah, outstanding team basketball there. Shot fakes, dribble in, looking to kick it out, and finish with that little floater. Nice play from Lublin.
Well, 7 minutes to go in this one. Flyers leading by 15. You feel that if Lublin are going to go on the run, now is the time. Extra pass. Jackson again open for three. This time is short. There's a good look by CJ Jackson. Now here's Liam O'Reilly able to draw the foul. And that'll be the second team foul even on the Bristol Flyers.
Both teams making some substitutions. Benson coming in. It's like Brad Green. Trajan Jacob checking in for the Flyers.
It's one of those ones I imagine they're waiting for Benson to check in to bring Green back in. They feel that's a good matchup out there on the court. Oh, it's stolen by Jacob. Careless pass on the inbounds. It's going to be a foul against Start Lublin as well. And a careless pass for them, really.
Yeah, that's not going to help them get back in this game. But yeah, it was pretty much straight at Trajan Jacob there. So quite an easy pick-off for him. And pick up the foul as well.
Jacob to inbound. Well, they started the offense without having the ball. It's going to be timeout called on the floor. I think it was a timeout called by Coach Kapoulis. Or it may have been a Lublin timeout. But yeah, as you say, Gareth, Bristol Flyers, they had that healthy lead. It's, under 7 minutes to go now in the fourth quarter. And if you Start Lublin, now is the time to be making a push at that comeback if they want any chance of coming out on top in this game.
Yeah, you feel they're going to have to do something extra special. I haven't really seen anything defensively that's kind of feel that that's going to change the game at the moment. Flyers, if they're unable to get that first look opportunity, they're crashing the boards, getting that second opportunity, continue to knock down shots. So I think defensively Lublin are going to have to really sort of push it, either put some full court pressure on or just try and change things up a little bit, because at the moment I think this game's just going to continue in the same ebb and Flyers will end up winning it. So I'm sure coach for Lublin will want to kind of talk about that and figure out a way of trying to get themselves back into this game before they run out of time.
And aside from Liam O'Reilly, who has 29 points in this game, two of the Lublin players are on 11. We haven't really seen too much outside of O'Reilly's offensive output. A couple of threes from Tomislav Gabrich, but they really need a few more players to get in on the scoring effort on the offensive end.
Yeah, I mean, Gabrich has slowed right down. We talked at halftime, he was 50%, 3 for 9, so dropping that to 33%, which obviously not going to help Lublin, because he's a main source of points and can add that, sort of open up the floor offensively. But yeah, it just seems O'Reilly at the moment sort of trying to get things done on his own, and defensively not too much happening that will get them back in the game.
And back underway, 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Ball swings to Trajan Jacob. Back top to Tevin Olliston. It's a deep three on the way. Short that time, but another offensive rebound by the Bristol Flyers. Graham Bell fading away, no good that time. Rebound for O'Reilly. Open lane for Lublin. It's a reverse layup in the end, and it will send Mateusz Jemba to the line to shoot two.
Yeah, you can just kind of feel the last couple of offensive plays of Bristol Flyers. They have the luxury of being able to control the tempo, control the pace. You know, you can get good looks, take some time out of the clock. Maybe no need to go for the spectacular. Just, you know, go through the offenses, try and look for that good shot. You know, we saw lots of those sort of backdoor cuts in the first half. We haven't seen too much of that. Maybe because the offense hasn't had a time to sort of develop and look for those opportunities.
I'm sure they've adjusted on the defensive end as well. I mean, you spoke about how Bristol Flyers had plenty of, backdoor plays in that first half because they were overplaying the passing lane. You feel that Start Lublin have adjusted to that in the second half, but as a result, they've kind of left some of the Flyers' three-point shooters wide open at times. Yeah,
and just makes it a bit easier, pass the ball around the top as well if you're not overplaying those passes. So it's a trade-off, one against the other. But you feel Bristol Flyers maybe just they should be in control of the game, control the tempo, and let Lublin come to you and try and force the issue. They're the ones that are going to need to try and get these 15 points or so back.
Well, Trajan Jacob and CJ Jackson, both 19 points apiece in this game. They both played around 25 minutes or so. And of course, we've spoken about how the schedule is really picking up for Bristol over these last few weeks. They had a back-to-back games at the weekend. Of course, they're in action here tonight in Poland. On Sunday, they're down in Sheffield. So good to get the minutes spread out as well within this Bristol Flyers team, and it's showing on the stat sheet with 4 Flyers in double figures right now.
Yeah, exactly. And it's going to be very critical to make sure that load's spread. You don't want to be picking up any injuries due to sort of, being overtired or those sort of injuries. I mean, they've got a very good backroom staff and trying to keep the players healthy, but there's a lot of load that's been put on these players right now, and Coach Kapoulas wisely sharing the minutes.
Of course, they are in injury trouble as well, the Bristol Flyers. Keedy Johnson is out for the next few weeks, and also Tijon Lucas as well. And spoke to Coach Kapoulas. He said they'd be expecting them to both return ahead of the new year if all goes well. That would be a huge boost for this Bristol Flyers team. Oh, it's stolen away by O'Reilly and lays it up and in. And we start to see a little bit on the defensive end. It's down to 11, Gareth, with under 6 minutes to go in the fourth.
Yeah, and this is where this complacency, looking after the ball, is going to be key.
Oh, good ball movement for Bristol Flyers as they break out of the press, and Brad Green finishes.
Yeah, very simple. Brad Green in the right spot. Trajan Jacob with a fairly simple pass.
It's going to be a foul call on Corey Samuels, and that'll be the 4th team foul against the Flyers in this fourth quarter.
CJ Jackson checking back in.
What a game he's had tonight. He had a couple of games really finding his feet with Bristol Flyers. He joined the team last week, now 19 points, along with 3 assists and 3 rebounds. It's going to be a foul called on Jackson. We'll send O'Reilly to the foul line. And Gareth, I've been really impressed with O'Reilly here tonight. 31 points. He's 6 for 12 from behind the 3-point line. He's really carried the load for his team on the offensive end.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head with him. Certainly in the second half, really sort of stepping up, trying to get it done on both ends of the floor. He's certainly a candidate for the most valuable player, I'm sure, for this game.
And so if you look at the other end of the court, you're asking to pick out like a player of the game. It's hard to really choose here because you look down the stat sheet, the scoring load is very well shared across the whole team.
Yeah, exactly. But as you said, Jackson, getting more and more influential for the Bristol Flyers. Raul Graham Bell, just for his energy at the beginning of the game as well, hitting some tough shots.
Oh, Jackson lays it up and in to get his tally up to 21 points in this one. As you say, he certainly could be a front runner for the game MVP in this one. Here's O'Reilly, kicks it out. It's an open 3-ball, and Lublin able to knock it down. It's a 10-point game with 5 minutes to go.
Yeah, just had a too easy shot there, got full sight of the basket, able to knock that corner three down. And just as you said, pull it back to a 10-point lead now for the Flyers. Still plenty of time in this game.
Well, it's a 2-3 zone, and that is the perfect way to break it down. Graham Bell finds Brad Green and count it. And for any kids watching at home, you saw Start Lublin sat in that 2-3 zone. The number one thing you say as a coach is get it to the high post, high-low play, and that's exactly what the Flyers did in that possession.
Yeah, in terms of defence with the zone, it wasn't particularly active with hands either. It was just able to sort of, Brad Green able to get exactly where he wanted to go, just run through the set, and as easy as that, gets the and-one, and takes the Bristol tally up to 92 with 4 minutes 30-ish seconds to go in this game.
Well, 14 points now for Brad Green. He's had a great game here tonight. Offensive rebound secured by Lublin. They get it to go off the glass. And what an incredible finish it was in the end by Karolak. Jackson. Again, you see Lublin in this sort of 2-3 zone, inviting the Flyers to shoot here, and his ball's lobbed up to Brad Green on the opposite side. Turnaround jumper is good for Green, and now he's really starting to feel it in this one. A couple of back-to-back scores.
Yeah, he's getting himself in good positions. Turnover ball. Here comes the Flyers 4-on-2.
Trajan Jacob lays it up and in with the left hand. And Flyers turning defense into offense. A rebound secured by Flyers, I believe.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything came out of that offense for Lublin.
3.5 minutes to go in this one. Flyers with a healthy lead out in Poland. Green. Ollison, he's wide open for three, and he can't convert that time. And his last touch by Varel Graham Bell.
Yeah, and Bristol Flyers just able to just pass the ball around freely, eating up as much clock as they want, and get a wide open shot.
And Gareth, if Flyers can hold on here these last 3 minutes and change, this will be a big win for them. Because, of course, as you mentioned, they are short-handed here tonight. And this is a team that are currently second place in the Polish Basketball League. It's only a couple of seasons ago themselves, they were playing in the Basketball Champions League.
Yeah, I was going to say, coming into it, you kind of feel a little bit apprehensive really on the streak, but Bristol Flyers playing a really good game of basketball, both ends of the floor, to a high-flying Lublin team in the Polish League. Really bouncing back well after the weekend's defeats.
Under 3 minutes to go in this one. The ball came up, I don't know if you saw that, the ball came off the referee there as they were looking to save it from going out of play. Trajan Jacob to inbound to get us back underway. Here's CJ Jackson. Again, see Lublin in this zone defense, and Brad Green, why not? He'll shoot from the elbow, but another offensive rebound, and that's one thing you give up when you play a zone defense. Jackson for three, knocks it down, and Bristol Flyers just punishing the Polish defense.
Yeah, I'm so surprised that the Polish defense, Lublin playing a zone, they're chasing the game, and Flyers just able to pass the ball around and get the shots they want. It kind of feels that they might have just given up on this game.
Well, extra pass. Triple is good for Gabric, and he needed that to Start Lublin. And Bristol Flyers, chance for them to break 100 with 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Trajan Jacob, ball into Thomas Edwards. He pulls up for the mid-range two and gets a friendly roll. And Bristol Flyers have broke the century with a Thomas Edwards two. The triple is up, he's short at the other end. And Trajan Jacob will hand it back to CJ Jackson. Just eat up some of his clock here to round out this game.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Lublin particularly interested in pushing for the win now. I think they're quite happy just to see Bristol Flyers has passed the ball around.
Jackson again thought about the three. Oh, nice pass! And Tevin Ollison throws it down. with a two-handed slam.
Wide open under the basket, you know, just sensible passing the ball around, plenty of space, finding the gaps in the zone, and stuffs it home. The icing on the cake.
Well, Bristol Flyers are running riot in Poland right now.
Travel.
Ball inside. It's going to be a travel call. You're right there, Gareth.
You look, his feet slid. He's just coming to that sort of stop.
Chance for the Flyers to push the lead out to 20 here. Here's CJ Jackson. Guarded by Pelchar. Switch back to a man-to-man now. Start Lublin. Jackson, he's got a mismatch, pulls up for another three, overcooks that one, and the rebound ends up in the hands of Lublin. It's going to be a foul called, and there'll be a pair of free throws coming up for Pelchar. Gareth, we spoke about the busy schedule for Bristol Flyers. Tevin Olsen takes a seat for what will likely be the rest of this game.
I think he's fouled out, Joel. I think that was the fifth. If
you're right,
I could see the table from where I am.
9 points, 7 assists, 6 rebounds for Tevin Olsen. That'll be his night done with his 5th personal foul. And Gareth, we spoke about the schedule coming up for Bristol Flyers. Of course, they're playing Sheffield Sharks away from home back in the British Basketball League on Sunday, and a big win like this to break that 3-game losing streak they're on will do wonders for their confidence going into that one.
Yeah, it certainly will, but that is a tough place to play. You know, Sheffield with their new venue, got a lot of victories there at the moment, so that won't be an easy place to travel, that's for sure.
Trajan Jacob with a one-hander. The lane just opened up for him, and thank you very much.
Yeah, I was about to say the same thing. It just all opened up, and yeah, I think, you know, Lublin just wanting this game to be done now.
Here's Gabrich looking inside to putt, no good. Rebound by Brad Green, and Trajan Jacob again out in transition, and it's a dunk fest out in Poland.
And that's a fitting way to end this game. Trajan Jacob, back-to-back dunks.
3-pointer is up, no good for Start Lublin, and that will do it. It is a big win for the Bristol Flyers on the road as they improve to 2-1 in the European North Basketball League.
Yeah, fantastic result on the road for the Bristol Flyers. A little bit nervous going into the game with the form and injuries, but Bristol Flyers, again, we've seen this before, coming through adversity, able to get big results on the road.
And we mentioned it just there, but like a win like that, it must do wonders for their confidence, because you know they've broken a 3-game losing streak with a W out here in Poland, and now return to Bristol with a new lease of life, sort of coming into Sunday's game.
Yeah, exactly. I mentioned it in the pre-game. Like when you go away on these trips, you do tend to sort of bond well with your teammates, and if you are going through a bit of a rough patch, and you can talk about it, be around the team, sort of, you know, a good part of the day, it really does help to sort of grow bonds and camaraderie, and they've certainly shown that tonight with a massive win.
Well, they certainly made the travelling Flyers fans, you can see at the top corner of your screen, happy. At the end of the 4th quarter, it's Bristol Flyers 107, Start Lublin 85. Gareth and I will be right back after the break to break down all the action from tonight's game.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team, your own basketball club, in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Ay, cause I dance hard like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Ay, where the money at? Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but don't mess up the mood.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, where Bristol Flyers have picked up a massive win out in Poland, 107-85 against Start Lublin. Gareth, what's your initial reaction to that result there?
I think I was just a little bit surprised how the fourth quarter played out, because it was, it was everything to play for in the third. It was, getting quite close, and Lublin sat back in that zone, and Bristol Flyers just seemed to sort of cruise through in the last sort of 3 or 4 minutes. So a little bit surprised. I had a great result for Bristol Flyers on the road after coming through a difficult run, a massive win in European competition, and hopefully they'll bring that confidence back into the British Basketball League.
Well, let's take a look at the story of the second half. And Gareth, the Flyers, they started with a 30-point quarter. They finished the game with a 30-point quarter. It was like almost the perfect sandwich out there. Yeah,
exactly. Just looking at 107 points. I can't remember the last time the Flyers scored over 100 in recent games, but offensively, certainly clicking, sharing the ball. We talked about them sharing the ball, not trying to go sort of too much one-on-one stuff, and they did that perfectly tonight. Looking at great opportunities, inside, outside play, fast break. Points coming off a good defence, good all-round offensive performance.
Yeah, and it's that turning that defence into offence as well. It's what Flyers do. I mean, you see Lublin sort of doing it here in the third quarter, but Bristol were able to hold on. There was like a mini sort of run from Lublin at the start of this third quarter. They threatened to work their way back into it, and Bristol Flyers, cool, calm and collected. It was almost the opposite of what we saw last Friday against Manchester Giants.
Yeah, exactly. There wasn't any panic moment. They always sort of maintained a 10-point lead throughout the game, and just were able to go through that with a bit of confidence, being calm and getting everyone involved. And if offensively, if it broke down, they certainly relied on that offensive rebounds to grab those extra points.
And you look down the stat sheet, I mean, it was 5 players, in fact, double figures for Bristol Flyers. Leslie Smith even had 11 points off the bench along with 6 rebounds. And when you've got your team scoring like that on the offensive end, how dangerous does that make this Bristol Flyers team?
Well, it makes you such a threat. You sort of can't focus in on one player. The floor will just open up. Everyone has to kind of defensively have to match up correctly. You can't sort of back off your player if everyone's a potential threat. That threat certainly helped the Bristol Flyers to get 107 points, and also the minutes were shared nicely around the team as well. Coach Kapoulis, able to rotate quickly and freely, and no drop in performance.
You saw that last play there, it almost turned into a bit of a dunk fest in that fourth quarter, didn't it?
Yeah, they certainly enjoyed their basketball. For the travelling fans, able to get some highlight reels at the end there as well, just to crown a fantastic performance.
Yeah, certainly will be a great moment for all the travelling fans, because we spoke about it in the build-up that is a game that, when the fixtures came out at the start of the season, a lot of the Flyers fans circled that fixture. A large contingent of Flyers fans are actually out there in Poland making that round trip today.
Yeah, exactly, and they've got rewarded for that investment, going out, supporting the team, making that long trip. I'm sure that'll live in the memory, and I'm sure they'll want other days out and little trips abroad in the future as well, with this competition and who knows, other competitions into the future.
And just a word on tonight's game MVP. CJ Jackson, 24 points, 6 assists. We spoke in the pre-game about how he was adjusting to life as a Bristol Flyer. Certainly made another step forward here tonight.
Yeah, it's great to give it to CJ Jackson after such a short time with the club. Just growing in confidence. Nothing was for. Everything sort of seemed quite natural to him. He took the right shots, made some great passes, and just played the game. Not making a big fuss, just going about his everyday tasks, and just made it look quite simple out there. So, really good for the Bristol Flyers to have him sort of beginning to reach the form that we know he's capable of after such a short time.
Well, let's take a look at the final stats from tonight's game. And Gareth, when you look down the stat sheet there, Bristol Flyers doing what Bristol Flyers do, that win the rebound battle, particularly on the offensive glass. Yeah,
that's quite a huge statistic there, 28 to 44, and as you said, a lot of that, offensive boards able to get those put-back points if shots on dropping. Points in the paint, 62 points in the paint. That's a great statistic as well. That'll certainly free up a lot of perimeter shooting as well. So really forcing that ball inside. We've seen that in other European competitions, Brad Green, but also that intricate passing, those give and goes, those backdoor cuts, able to get good looks to the basket.
Yeah, 44 rebounds. You talk about the offensive rebounds. They had second chance points. They had 22 second chance points for 44 rebounds, and on the offensive end, you look down the stat sheet, they had 16 offensive rebounds on the court, and we spoke about it earlier, but that is Flyers basketball. It's their identity, it's what they do. They work the ball around on the offensive end, and they crash the glass, and they try and get second chance opportunities.
Yeah, they crash the glass as a team. It's just not one person that's doing it. The whole team are trying to get after it and put pressure on their defender. But another nice stat there as well is 28 assists. Coach Kapoulis will love that. He'll love that statistic, sharing the basketball, and he'll say, I'm sure in the interview, Flyers basketball, 28 assists. Everyone's getting touches, and that's how we play.
Yeah, it certainly was a memorable night for the travelling fans up in Poland. And that's going to do it for our coverage here on Flyers TV this evening. But don't forget, you can still watch the Flyers in action in their next home game, which is on Saturday, December 2nd. Bristol Flyers taking on the Sheffield Sharks in the British Basketball League. It's at 8 p.m. tip-off. There's still a few tickets left for that over at bristolflyers.co.uk. And if you do want to watch that game, you can also watch it on the official YouTube channel of the British Basketball League. And then the following home game, back in the European North Basketball League once again, Tuesday, December 5th. It's hammer time at the SGS College Arena as our Christmas cracker takes place against Landstead Hammers from the Netherlands. It's a 7:30 p.m. tip-off. There's still plenty of tickets available for that one, so do go snap those up over at bristolflyers.co.uk, or you can watch it for free right here on Bristol Flyers TV. Well, Gareth, just final thoughts from you on that game tonight. An incredible performance from Coach Kapoulis' side.
Yeah, exactly. Going into the game with a little dip in confidence and form, and to put a big, solid performance in European basketball, not only for the Bristol Flyers, but for the British Basketball League. It's a great all-round spectacle, and feel for those travelling fans are going to have a great time this evening as well, celebrating a great trip on the road.
Yeah, I think it certainly will be a very exciting night tonight up in Poland. Well, that's going to do it here for our coverage here on Flyers TV this evening. Thanks so much for tuning in this evening. For Gareth Till, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.